Good morning, listeners. You are welcome to this week's Agri Report. I'm Jim Finn. A few weeks ago, I paid a visit to Market 54 in Thurles, and the rest of the programme after John will be about Market 54 in Thurles and where we'll meet the people who are managing it and the people who have stalls there. My first guest this morning is John Bergen from Teagasc. Good morning, John, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Jim, and good morning to your listeners.
Okay, John, farmers, they're in the middle of the breeding season. Have you any idea how it's going across farmers here in Tipperary?
Yeah, I'd say for now we're 2 3 weeks into breeding, and there's a target there after 3 weeks to have 90% of eligible cows submitted. Okay, so an important thing for your listeners there is if the 3 weeks are up, if they're a day 21 or 22 or 3, would be to look at any cows that haven't cycled yet. Okay, so look at the cows that haven't been submitted yet. So then you would maybe organise a vet or your local scanner to look at these non-cycling cows, and they will put them on a program, then either a PG program or a CEDAR program. So that would be the first thing to do, is to look at those non-cycling cows, because you don't want them slipping any further into the breeding season, or they will be very late for next year. As well, for the next few weeks, in terms of bull selection, if farmers are using the eye, it's very important that they look at maybe the gestation length of bulls. So look, first of all, if you're using high DBI beef bulls, but just to watch the gestation length, you don't want cows that are going to be calving later in the breeding season, you don't want them carrying any further. So just to watch the gestation length there, you'd like bulls that are minus at 0 or maybe minus 1 or 2 days for gestation length.
For somebody that started inseminating around the last week in April, they're up to the 21 days now. What percentage of the herd should they have covered at this particular stage?
Yeah, so a lot of farmers, whatever day usually falls on a Monday, they start. But if they started in late April, their 3 weeks will be finishing very soon. So if they're 21 days or 22 days of AI done, they should have hit 90% of eligible cows. And without eligible cows, that's cows that are probably calves greater than 6 weeks, 42 days. So any cow that's calves greater than 42 days, 90% of those cows should been AI'd at this stage. Okay, and they're the cows. Any of those ones that haven't been, they're the cows that should be targeted for a scan there.
Okay, so they would be roughly now, probably the most of them would be saying to themselves, it's time to let a bull off with them now?
Yes, that's the next thing. Some farmers, after 3 weeks, they want the bulls to do the work. So a few things to watch there. We always kind of hear stories from farmers who run into issues with this. Is the first thing is that they don't have enough bull power. So to make sure you're not too reliant on one or two bulls, depending on your herd size. But look, if you've more than one bull, make sure you rotate the bulls. Big thing there is you don't want to overwork bulls. And when this happens, when bulls are overworked, this can lead to injury or infertility issues. So that's the first thing, is to make sure you have plenty of bull power and that you're rotating your bulls. And it's supposed to be just very cautious there. Just watch the signs that your bull might be working. After 21 days, you shouldn't have too many repeats. So just to watch for that. Another very important thing in terms of is health and safety of bulls. Look, as you know, Jim, bulls can be very dangerous. And one thing, bulls have become very expensive in recent years. To buy a bull this year, any type of bull would be probably 3,500 to 4,000. So with the cost of bulls, farmers might be inclined to give them a second chance if they have temperament issues. So look, I would just say to your listeners there not to give any bull a second chance. No bull in the yard is worth risking the life of yourself or children or your parents or even staff on the farm. So just to watch that there. If you're anyway cautious of your bull, or if you know you have a bull that has temperament issues, look, there's only one place for that bull there, and that's to leave the yard, okay?
Okay, so that's got to do with the bulls and the breeding. Anything else on that you would like to highlight to the listener or to any farmer listening to us, John?
Yeah, I know it's about bulls in terms of health and safety, but summer months can be a very dangerous time of the year on farms. A high percentage of the fatal accidents on farms actually occur during the summer months, particularly June, July, would be peak months for farm accidents. I suppose, Jim, there's a lot of reasons for this. The first one is children are home from school during the summer months, so children are around a lot more often. Secondly, farmers are probably working very long hours. They're trying to get silage in, they're going to slurry and tillage work. And when farmers are working long hours, that's when they can get fatigued. And when farmers are fatigued or tired, that can lend to accidents as well. So they're all areas that are situations that can lead to farm accidents on farm over the next couple of months.
Right. And of course, it's also a time we're only a few weeks away from basically children getting their holiday period, and they're going to be on the farm as well. So again, I suppose we really have to make sure our farmyards are safe and children are kept away from them.
Exactly. So look, I suppose there's a few things farmer can do. First of all, before things get really busy, I know a few farmers have started silage already, but I suppose we're not into peak silage yet. But just to make sure our farm machinery, tractors and trailers are all fit for purpose, get them serviced or looked after this week, make sure lights are working, mirrors are working correctly, and brakes are all working correctly and serviced. So that's the first thing, is to make sure all our farm equipment is working and is fit for purpose. Secondly, you said about the kids there. Look, when silage is going on the farm, that's the time when kids want to be around and they want to see the tractors. But look, that's when they can be most at risk there. So in times of very busy periods when silage is going on or slurry, that's when kids should be kept away from the farmyard or put in a very secure play area, okay? Because the farmer himself is going to be busy and stressed, and the contractor is definitely going to be very busy, and they won't have time to be looking around yards and so on. So to make sure you know where the kids are all the time and they're kept in a secure place. And I suppose the second thing then, Jim, is look, as your listeners know, the legal age for someone to drive a tractor in Ireland on a public road is 16 years of age. But I would say there that make sure before a young person goes driving on the road, make sure that they're a competent driver. Because, look, tractors, as you know now, are very, very large and powerful. And we've a lot of rural, busy roads now with tight corners, and we've also some very tight yards. So just to make sure there that someone, before they go driving on a tractor on a public road, that they're a very competent driver, have plenty of experience, because there actually has been quite a few accidents with young people driving tractors themselves in recent years, and even passengers on tractors there. So that's something to watch there over the coming months as well, to make sure that the kids are out of the yard during busy periods, and that we have people, and as well, I suppose many young people will go at silage as well for summer, to make sure that they're not working very long hours. These people are only 16, 17, 18, and they can't be maybe expected, if it's their first year or two at silage, to work very, very long hours as well. Okay.
Okay. Now, as well as that, I suppose we should put out a call, because an awful lot of my listeners wouldn't be actually farmers. They would be people living in our towns and our villages and parts of the rural area. We should warn them to be on the lookout, because there will be a lot of tractors and heavy machinery on the roads over the coming few weeks.
Exactly. So your listeners should be taking caution as well when they're driving on rural roads. Look for signs that there's machinery work going on. You might see tracks on the road, or cones, or lights later in the evening. So yeah, your listeners, even if they're not from a farm, they should be very mindful of tractors on the road over the coming weeks as well, Jim.
A lot of these contractors now, they need to get the work done, and they need to get it done very quickly. So they are working very, very long hours. I just looked out my own window here, John, the other day, and it was dark, and I saw new lights in the distance, and I saw them that they were moving and flying around the field. So there's a hazard there as well, isn't there?
Exactly. Look, when they look at the statistics of fatal farm accidents over a 10-year period, they found a link there that a lot of accidents are actually happening late on Friday evening and late on Saturday evening. So when you think of that, that's when farmers or people are fatigued. It's the end of the week, they're tired. And as well, there was a massive drop-off in farm accidents during COVID. And the only reason they can put that down to is maybe life was moving a small bit slower back in COVID. We weren't rushing off to places. We hadn't to go to a match. We hadn't to go to places. So there was a massive drop-off in fatal farm accidents during the COVID year. So maybe there's just a message there. If we slow down a small bit, maybe we don't rush as much there. It can maybe be a lot safer working environment there for everyone.
Okay, look at John. One last message. What would your message be to any farmers listening to us this morning, or anybody listening to us this morning, on farm safety?
Yeah, so the main two things would be the bulls. As I said already there, no bull, if you're nervous of your bull at all and you've had temperament issues with the bull, no bull deserves a second chance to put you or anyone else in your farm at risk. And the second one there is the tractors, just to be, I said already, June, July are peak months for farm accidents, so make sure that your children are safe at all times and that your machinery is fit for purpose then for the coming months and weeks.
Okay, well, look at John. Thanks very much for joining us this morning. That, listeners, was John Bergen from Teagasc, giving us some very good farm safety advice and reminding our farmer listeners with regard to what they should now be doing at this particular point in the breeding season. Listeners, as I said at the top of the programme, that I would be featuring the market in Thurles, the new market in Thurles, that's down beside the source and the swimming pool. Opened about a month ago or thereabouts, a little bit more probably, and I'm here on the wettest day, or the wettest May day that I've ever been out in, and it's absolutely lashing. It's only 9:15 in the morning, but with me I have two of the directors, Olivia Ryan and Richie Quinn, and they're going to tell us how all this came about. I'll start with you, Olivia. How did it all come about?
Hello, and you're very welcome to Market 54 at Thurles. So the market came about early last year, I suppose, when the council were putting in the facilities, and we were approached to see if we were interested in moving into the space. So myself and Richie joined forces and we set up our own company, and we're now trading as Market 54 here in Thurles, which is an artisan food and craft market. And we have local producers and producers who travel, we'll say, from the likes of Kilkenny, Carlow, Wexford. We're supporting Tipperary food producers as well, so we have some products starting off at the moment with Trass's Apple Farm, Hickey's Bakery, and then as time goes on we'll add in more products into it to give people a variety of produce that they can buy at the market.
Now, and I've been looking at your stand here. You have the Apple Farm and Nuala's Barnbracks, as I call it.
Yes,
and
Nuala's
going a hell of a long time, and so is Con.
Yep. So also on my stall we have flowers, because my own business originally is Olivia's Flowers, so I grow my own flowers when in season, and I also sell those at the market. So we provide flowers for all occasions. One of the other aspects that we want to introduce to the market is the fact that you can come and do a workshop. So about 2 weeks ago we had our first workshop here at the market, which was a flower arranging workshop, which I ran. And they're going to be a feature throughout the summer. So like Richie might be running a few there with slate, we might somebody running with candles making. So it's just to give an overall a different experience of coming to a market than just coming for the purpose of buying products, that you can come and have an activity to do. Meet your friends. We are undercover. I know at the start of the programme there you said about the wettest day. We are undercover. So the last thing you need at this market is an umbrella. Right. Parking is out the back there in Mary Eye, and you're coming into the Blue Gate, and it couldn't be more handier to get to. And like I said, we don't really worry about the weather here at all. We're just more about the produce and creating an atmosphere for people to come and enjoy themselves as a day out.
Okay, Richie, why and how did you get involved?
Well, I was the same as Olivia. I was chatting to somebody on the council one day, and she just said, would you be interested? And we said, yeah, we had a good long hard think about it, because it's a big undertaking and there's a lot of organising in it. But we were keen on it, and once we saw the structure, what they were offering in here, we said we'd go for it. And as you can see on the wet day like today, with the canopy, it's
a bonus.
It's a bonus. It's doing its job, and it brings the crowds.
Yeah. Now, I know you're here with your stands these lovely designs on slate.
Irish slate art, yes. It's all slate carvings and paint them then. I do personalised slates and anything, club crests, family crests, all that kind of stuff, and people like it.
And how long are you at that?
I'm at the slate about 2.5 years. I was a stonemason up to that. I was a stonemason for between 25 and 30 years. And it was like a day like today, spilling rain, and I started nesting in the shade at a slate, and it all kicked off from there.
And have you art in the background, in the family background? Is anybody?
My mother.
Maura's your mother.
Yeah, she's very good at art. And so she says that's where I got it from anyway. She keeps reminding me. And we have music here as well every weekend, and we have choirs. The Thurles choir is coming. The Lady Desert choir from Kilkenny, they're a massive choir. They're going to Carnegie Hall in a couple of months, so they'll be coming playing music here as well.
I read on social media during the week that you're going to extend the hours. Is that correct?
Yes, we're open now until 3 o'clock, so from 10 until 3 for the summer, for the summer months. It just gives people a chance, because they might be doing something else in the morning. The kids could be gone to soccer matches, football matches, whatever, and it just gives people a chance to actually come down after lunch as opposed to rushing down before we close.
You're right now virtually in the centre of the town.
Yes.
Give or take a few metres one way or the other. You have this lovely new restaurant 119 beside you, but you also have some of your stallholders sell food.
They do, yes. We are very much about introducing variety for people, and also about encouraging new vendors. So we've said today now, first market in May, we have a trader down from Dublin. He's just after starting off in his business, and we're all about giving people an opportunity to actually get themselves established and get set up and get started. So to that effect, we actually have 3 spaces in the market that are allocated to, one of course is the music slot, the entertainment slot, which there's no charge for, but you're allowed to bust under our market licence. The second one then would be a business pop-up spot. So if you had a business in town and you wanted to promote your business, you had a sale on, or you had a particular product that was coming in, you can always avail of that space and just take it for the one Saturday and pop up. And then I suppose the other space then is for community groups. So a community group that is looking to advertise what they do, maybe recruit new members. So, for example, Thurles Men's Shed took the first spot there, and I was talking to Thurles Care the other day, and they said they would be interested in actually taking a spot as well. So we want to create that sense of community, that it's not just a business market, as it were. It is a place where people can go and they can find out what's going on in the town. Richie mentioned there are musicians, so we have some young people from Colossia Coed in Thurles here are going to come down and sing, which is a great opportunity for people to actually sing in public. And as the old going saying goes, Mullen Oiga August Chucky Sheet.
Rightio. Well, the only music that's here at the moment happens to be the music of the rain falling on the beautiful canopy. But I want to wish both of you every success. Have you many more directors? Are you just the only 2?
We have a committee. We have a committee behind us, but we're kind of the 2. We're the 2 people in charge, really. Yeah.
You're the 2 people who, I suppose, took the plunge. Really.
Exactly. Yeah. We're front of house, back of house, and all the problems land with us.
We're the team of advisors.
We have.
Helpers.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, as I was going to say there before I cut into myself, I want to wish both of you every success.
Thank you very much.
And I'll now go and talk to some of the stallholders and see what they have to say after 4 or 5 weeks of the Thurles Market.
Market 54.
Market 54. Where did the 54 come from?
So it was 0504, so we just said we'd take the 54 out of that.
Your area code for Thurles is...
The area code for...
So we just said we'd make it catchy.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, look, thanks very much for having a few words, and as I said, the best of luck, and I hope you go from strength to strength.
No problem.
Okay,
Thank you,
go mean
Jim.
well.
That, listeners, was Olivia Ryan and Richie Quinn, both of whom are the directors and the drivers of Market 54 here in Thurles. As I said to Olivia and Richie that I would go around and have a chat with some of the stall holders, and of course one of them that fits very well in with Agroport happens to be Joe Hammersley's Butchers out there in Clonolty, and Joe is a great man for going around to farmers markets and all kinds of markets. I think I met him in Holy Cross, I met him in the other one up in the dog track in Thurles, and now he's down here beside the stores in Market 54. Joe, how are things getting on in the butchering business? Meat has got very expensive.
Meat, yes, Jim, meat has got very expensive. But at the same time, Jim, if you give it to the people right, they don't have to buy as much. But if they get proper meat, Jim, they don't have to have as much to eat. But you know me now a long time, Jim. I have my own abattoir and I do all my own work in Clonolty. And Market supplements our shop in Clonolty. Business isn't easy, Jim, but if you keep trying and keep working and don't feel sorry for yourself, you'll be fine. And my wife is excellent, Jim, because she was the driving force about coming in here.
Right.
Yeah, she was the driving force about it. When she came down and saw this place, she says to me, we have to go in there.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're here now, I think about 5 weeks or something, Jim, and we're very happy. Yeah, and we there's great atmosphere here, Jim.
Is there?
Yes,
Yeah.
great
Now,
atmosphere.
I know I'm here very early and before the market opens officially at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, and you're all getting busy and getting your stalls set up, ready,
That's right,
ready
yes,
for.
yeah.
But, you're living in virtually a small village. So,
That's right.
I suppose that's another reason why you need to go outside the village,
That's right,
come
Jim.
to markets, to be able to sell enough product to make a living.
That's right, Jim. Yes, we've done this now for years. We were up at the Farmers Market in Thurles there, and then that closed, and we were in Holy Cross, and now we're here, Jim. We keep on trying, Jim.
Yeah.
That's what life is all about. Just keep on trying.
Yeah.
Try new ventures and see how you get on. And customers are great. If you give it to them right, Jim, they'll come back to you. I think that's a very important thing. Whatever about the price, if you can eat the product that you take home, to me that's most important.
And of course, if the product is right, they're going to come back to you.
Yes, Jim. Yes. Yeah.
If I was to tell a story about my mother, Kilkenny woman, God rest her, and came to Tipperary, and she was very fussy about what kind of meat she get, and she used to go to the butcher and say, now if it is not right when I cook it, I'll bring it back to you.
Exactly, Jim, and she was right.
Was it right? So you're going to be here for the long haul?
Well, please God,
God,
Jim.
yeah.
We're happy here, and once Helen, my wife, is happy here to work here, then it pays. Right. Now, it may not pay if you pay someone to be here.
I know, it's a family thing.
It's a family thing, you see,
Yeah.
and that's what markets are about, Jim.
Yeah.
And the comradeship and the chat here is good, and that helps. People like to come here, Jim, because the chat is great around the place.
Yeah.
You see, you know yourself, Jim, supermarkets, you're only the next customer. Here, you are a customer.
Yeah, well, there are still a few shops around Thurles where you are a customer as well.
Yes.
Where the family run the business.
Absolutely,
There's
Jim.
a couple of them up on the square there.
Absolutely, Jim.
Yeah.
And I'm fully supportive of all butchers because I'm very much afraid, Jim, that there's not many young men taking up butchering nowadays. And I'm afraid for the future, Jim. You know what I mean? Yeah. Afraid for the future, you know what I mean? So I encourage anyone to support butchers.
Yeah. Is there only yourself and John in this particular mid-Tipperary area?
Yeah, they have an abattoir. Yes, John, and there's no more back up north Tipperary or anything. No, I do a bit of work for farmers too. They bring on the animals to me.
Of course, yeah.
And that helps my business well. But I have them coming from different parts of Tipperary nowadays, not just around Clonolty, all parts of North Tipperary, and all that area,
Yeah.
you know. And abattoirs they're a thing of the past. And Jim, no young boys even want to take up a trade in it.
Yeah, it is interesting that you should say that. I was having a chat with John recently, and just saying that it's very difficult to get somebody who can butcher.
Oh yeah, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. All the world now of there's a new world out there with young people, and it's all high education and going abroad, and it's all going. You know what I mean? It's different nowadays.
You know, but it's very hard to get a young butcher that will cut you a T-bone steak.
Oh no, they can't.
They can't.
No.
That's what he was
It has
telling
to
me.
come in a bag to them.
Yeah, and the other thing that we spoke about, and that is the number of inspections that you get. You have as many inspections as any farmer has.
Oh, Jim, and I have, and as many as some of the big factories.
Yeah,
It's a bit crazy.
You know.
But the other side of that too, Jim, is I remember when it wasn't good either, and it was time for inspections.
Yeah.
You know, that's the other side of it.
Yeah.
But now I think they can go over the top at times. But so is a lot of things in life today.
Well, the thing about it is, of course, and we have to remember, is that this is what the customer wants. The customer wants to know that everything is 100% correct.
Absolutely.
And you have to meet that, as does the farmer who's
Absolutely.
supplying a dairy with milk. It has to be
Absolutely.
to a certain standard, and if it isn't...
Yeah.
the
And Jim, you
customer
can
doesn't
see
want
here
to
with
know.
me, I have my
Yeah.
batch number, I have my abattoir number, and I have the herd number and the tag number of the animal. You can go into that, Jim, and find out exactly who owned that animal.
I know.
And I'm getting my lamb off the same man for the last 30 years.
What they call traceability and farm to fork.
Farm to fork. Good man, Jim. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Joe.
man.
It's a pleasure talking to you. Having spoken there to Joe, I now have Shane Carney. And Shane is here with Away with Nature. Now, it isn't AWAY, so it isn't A with Nature. And it isn't food we're talking about now. We're talking about all lovely creams and smells and all kinds of things. Shane, you tell me you're only a couple of 100 yards away from here, originally.
How are we doing? Yeah, just home place is up on the Cairn Court, so we're down in the new market here in Thurles. So I would have come down here as a young fella swimming in the old swimming pool that was here many moons ago. So yeah, just in the new market here. So Away with Nature is the name of the business. It's my wife Fiona. She makes it all herself. She's the genius behind all this. We have skincare, home fragrance and wellness products. It's lovely to be back in Thurles again. You know, it's traditionally a market town, so the market coming back is kind of a throwback to the town's own original roots.
Yeah, it was very different now when it was a market town. You're too young to remember the market on the square.
I remember the market on the square as a small young fella, and I remember then it moved down to Parnell Street Car Park for a while.
While, that's correct.
That's small memories from many moons ago now.
Yeah, because I'm old enough to remember the fair days on the square.
I don't remember back that far.
I don't think it would. There'd be a lot of dirt and things like that around in those days. And the other thing about it is you're here and you're undercover. That's fantastic.
It's a fantastic facility to have here. They really did a good job. And a shout out to Olivia and Richie for the work they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not easy to organise such a thing. With everything that all the logistics that has to go on with it. So, in fairness, they've done a really good job.
Yeah, and how are you doing now? Were you here the first day when they started 5 weeks ago?
We missed the first one, and we've been here pretty much ever since, and it's doing really well. Very popular. Yeah, the locals have really come out to support. The new coffee shop that's there as well is fantastic.
Yeah, but I'm really talking about you now.
Oh, sorry. The business is doing very well.
Is it?
Yeah, doing very well. And first, Fiona now, she's working, 25 hours a day, 8 days a week on it.
Right.
We recently moved into our own studio where the production actually happens now. So we've moved out of the house finally. We've got our house back. But what she does is it's skincare. So Fiona herself is very sensitive, very reactive skin, and that's where the business started, or not unintentionally started.
I know.
Business. It was trying to solve her own skincare issues, her own pain points. People saw the improvement of the products she made, looked for some, and kind of built the business from there, helping people with their troubled skin. Helping with them. We have stuff that helps with anxiety, to help with relaxation. We have the likes of our natural soaps. We have our home fragrance products like our our candles, our wax melts, and our room sprays as well. And like I say, everything is 100% natural as well. So there's no fillers, no badness in any of them.
Right, there's a hell of a smell off it, I can tell you.
In a good way.
In a good way.
In a good way. Just to clarify.
Oh, yeah. Well done, you did clarify it, definitely. There is a hell of a smell. Do you go to any other of the markets?
We do Cahir Market as well, just in Cahir, in the car park near the castle.
And is that on Saturday as well?
That's Saturday as well.
So
we do we alternate between the two. Yeah, or sometimes we run both. It depends, we can do more than one setup at a time, So
right.
We kind of share the burden there for those ones.
And then I gather you sell online as well.
We are online, awaywithnature.ie. We are on Instagram, awaywithnature_awaywithnature.com is the website. awaywithnature_ie is the Instagram page. And we're on Facebook as well. If anybody has any questions, if you have any troubled skin or any issues as such, give us a shout. Fiona will help you out. She is the expert. I'm the mouth of the business. Fiona is the brains of the business.
Well, I can tell you, there's no trouble with the mouth of the business. He's very well able to
You wouldn't be the
speak.
first person to say that about me.
He was well educated up on the Brothers, I'd say.
I was. That's exactly where I went to. Yeah, the Brothers.
Like most of us. Look at Shane, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much for having a chat with Tip FM.
No matter. Thank you.
Having spoken there with Shane, who is a Thurles person, I now have caught up with Richie O'Gorman and another Thurles person. But Richie is here with seaweed. Now, would anybody ever think that somebody living in probably the most inland county in the country would have a little business with the basis of which is seaweed? So, right, yeah. Richie, it's good to see you.
You too, Jim. How are you?
Okay, and it's good to talk to you. And we're having a chat there before we went on air. And sure, I know your mum very well, and we would like now this morning to wish her the best of luck as she's
Thank you very much.
out there in the safe care of the Padre Pio, and she was a great person around town.
She definitely was.
And she did great work with the young
local
people
legend.
in particular, and keeping us all warm.
That's right, That's right.
Very, very, very good. Anyway, I'm more interested now, that's your mum, but talking about seaweed and here in Thurles. So, what have you here in the market?
So basically, my main aim is to bring the west of Ireland to the rest of Ireland. Being a landlocked county, we don't get to know the benefits of, how good what nature provides on the coast, I do a range of wild Atlantic sea vegetables. The most notorious one is the carrageen, or sea moss as it's called. So what I'm doing is I'm making it in a dry format, in a gel and in a juice. So just different ways you can incorporate it into your diet. I do heavy metal detox, which is a blend of two different seaweeds. Dilsk, which would have been popular with the older generation. I do a bladder-act tea, which is great for thyroid function and stuff. And it's just to raise awareness of the benefits of the sea vegetables.
Give me the background. Why did you start making things with seaweed and maybe not with milk or grass or whatever the case may be? Where did you get all this knowledge?
So I spent 25 years in London, and my wife is from the Caribbean. She's Caribbean descent, Jamaican descent, and the Jamaicans would have been the people who taught me about this thing called Irish moss. And I had no idea what it was. I'd never heard of it. The only moss I thought was the stuff that grows on the roof if you don't clean it. And I had changed my diet in 2013, going for a more healthier approach, and this was something that was very high in the mineral content. So the story goes that the Irish indentured servants would have took it with them on the ships when they were sent to the Caribbean during the slavery times. And the indentured servants and the Jamaicans themselves, they had different forms of species of sea moss in the Caribbean, but they knew that we had the good stuff back here in Ireland. So they had told me about it. It was actually someone on the far side of the world had told me about stuff that's grown in Ireland that I had no idea about myself. So I was trying to source it in London, and I realised that a lot of the stuff that was over there, the quality was very, very poor. It's coming from China and stuff like that as well. So I said to myself, well, I'm an Irishman, and if it's called Irish moss, I must be able to get my hands on some of it. So I did my research and checked around Ireland, and I found that Donegal has the most pristine waters in the country. There's a lot less pollution in the water up in that side in the northwest, and I just went from there. I did a lot of markets over in London before I moved back home, We did, we still send moss to people in the UK and around the world, like Japan, Qatar, Ukraine. We've sent it to Australia. Yeah, so it's getting out there,
It sure is, but and was it your Caribbean
wife? Yeah.
What is she the brains behind making?
How did you guess?
I don't.
Isn't that much of a giveaway?
I'm trying to work out because there's a lot of science involved. There's either science or handed down memory involved in producing these niche products that come from various different parts of the world.
You're very true. So she is the brains of the operation. I'm just a face, as you'll see from the logo. I'm literally just the man that does all the talking. My wife does all the research and everything else. But as you're saying about knowledge being handed down, every day is a school day. Yeah. And I'm still learning myself. Like, people will tell us stories about, their grandparents making this, or a lot of people that lived on the coast, they would have been reared on the stuff. And you learn more every time you have an interaction with someone. But the funny thing is that, Carrageen or Irish moss was used by our ancestors during the time of the of the Great Famine. And the only thing was that they were mixing the Carrageen with milk, right? And milk is obviously mucus forming, so they were taking it to rid the body of mucus, but also giving ourselves mucus at the same time. But now, through speaking to people and through doing the research, you can take it a step further, but still keep it, keep the good stuff and get rid of the bad stuff.
Well, look at and all this stuff now has been made in Thurles.
It's all been made in Thurles, yeah.
Oh, unbelievable story.
Yeah, thank you very much.
From Mitchell Street, to London, to the Caribbean, and back
again,
Street and selling
back
the
to
stuff
Main Road again,
something else.
Telling you.
Well done, Richie.
Thank you very much,
done.
Jim. Thank you.
Thanks for having a chat with us.
Good man.
Listeners, staying with local people and local names, I now have Sandra Quinn, and Sandra is from Upperchurch, and she's here with Gal Gorham House, and we're really talking about product made from wax. Is that correct?
Yeah, so our primary product is a natural soy wax candles. So we have a premium soy wax then, and what we're doing with that is we're putting in maximum fragrance. So just so you're getting, I suppose, value for your money. So there's always going to be 10% fragrance in each of our candles, and that's the maximum amount soy wax can hold. So give a good scent the whole way around your house.
Okay, and where do you get the scent from?
So Master Perfumer in the north is where we buy most of our products from, and they're just the best in the business.
What kind of scents have you here then if somebody comes in to buy a candle? What kind of a scent?
What kind
of smells?
Over 52 fragrances. So whatever you like in a scent, I'll make it in a candle. So some of our, one of the most popular at the minute is Irish whiskey. Yeah, and we've Irish coffee. So you have lots of different citrus scents, some kind of ocean scents. But yeah, basically anything and everything. If it can be made into a candle, we'll turn it into a candle.
And how is the business going? It's all this made now up in Upperchurch.
Yeah, all hand pour candles by me in Upperchurch, and it's just absolutely taken off. So we have a great local support in the Tipperary area, and obviously the surrounding towns and villages around Upperchurch as well. They've been mapping a massive support.
Are they? And is this the only market you go to, or do you go to other markets?
This is our primary market.
Yeah. So you're really only starting out on the market business? Yeah,
we've done a little bit in Holy Cross, I suppose, last year, starting off, which is how we ended up getting to Thurles market. So it's been phenomenal.
Okay, were you here the first day they opened?
I was, So we've been here since day one.
So right, okay, there's about 5 or 6 markets gone by, and are you doing okay?
Yeah,
the main thing is you make money out of it.
Yeah, I know it's selling out. So we're going home with very little. But what we do with our profits then is we put our profits into local charities, local sports clubs. So that's why I'm doing it. It's just to give back to local communities.
Are you trying to tell me now that this is a hobby?
It is 100% a hobby. It's not the day job at all.
You're joking me.
No, I'm not.
What?
No, it's not the day job. This is a way for me to make extra money to give back.
So in other words, if I was to put this in another context, you have a day job.
I do have a day
which
job.
works five days of the week.
Yeah.
On Saturday, you're in the market.
Yeah.
So the only day you have to make any of this is Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. This is what causes the calm to cope with the day job.
Right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. Well, look, I would wish yourself and your sister, who doesn't really want to say anything to us, thank you ever so much for having
No
a few
bother
words.
at all.
And I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you go from strength to strength.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thanks very much, Sandra.
No
That
bother.
listeners was Sandra Quinn, all the way from Upperchurch. I caught up with Alison Chambers, who is here at Market 54 in Thurles, and they have organic vegetables here. So, Alison, organic vegetables?
Yes, we grow a fairly wide range of organic vegetables in Lochbora and County Offaly.
Yeah, Lochmore.
Lochbora.
So, Lochbora.
Bora.
I know it well. Yeah, I've cycled up there.
Very good. Yeah.
It's a lovely place.
Yeah.
So everything we're looking at here is grown in Offaly virtually, except of course things that are out of season.
Exactly, yes. A lot of this stuff here is mine. A lot of things are out of season, and when something is out of season, or if we can't grow it here, we bring it in. We import as well directly. So, and then I also have other Irish organic products, like I have the cheese and the breads and the eggs.
Yeah, and where's the cheese made?
The cheese is from Mossfield outside Burr.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you have breads as well. So where is that coming from?
The breads are coming from County Meath. They're sourdough.
They're sourdough. Yeah. Okay. From an organic.
They're all certified organic. Everything is certified organic.
And the eggs
yes.
as well.
The eggs are coming from County Meath as well. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And you have some sweet things there as well. Keep people happy.
Yes,
yeah.
we have some chocolates.
Yeah, some chocolate. And again, they're organic
and
as well.
we have honey that's actually made on the farm where we are as well. I don't make it, but the hives are there. So we
no,
have
I know the hives are probably on the bogs.
Yeah.
Mainly heather then is the source for the honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And have you been coming here since the day it opened?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how is it doing? I'm interested from the business point of view.
Yeah. I think it's quite steady.
It's quite steady.
I took over this business from someone who used to be in the market here years ago, and we have continued doing house deliveries to customers down here.
Yeah.
So we already have customers here.
You already have customers, so they really
Yes.
come back.
Yeah.
When you were talking about the market before, you're talking about the one in the dog track?
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would have spoken to him.
Yes.
And in those days, God be with you, that's a long time ago now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and these juices are again part of it.
They're
as
from
well.
outside Tullamore. Yes.
Tullamore, yeah. And do you do any other markets?
No, this is the first market we've done now.
Yeah.
Everything up to now has been by house delivery.
There used to be a man from Tullamore used to travel down here selling organic.
Tony Garrahy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is his business.
This is his business?
It's not his business anymore. I bought it from him.
Oh, you bought it
Yes,
from him?
yes,
Because
yes.
we used to do business at home in our own house. He used to
Yes.
deliver it to us.
Yes, yeah. Well, I've continued doing the deliveries. Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah.
continue. So that's
Yeah.
what
Yes. So this is Slee Bloom Organics. His is called Lochbora Farm, but
Oh.
I'm trading as Slee Bloom Organics, but it's the same.
Right.
A continuation.
Okay. Alison, you're telling me that you bought this business
Yes.
from
Tony Garrahy.
Tony Garrahy. And people in Thurles will know Tony
They
very
do.
well.
He's very well known. Yes.
So
yes.
you are bringing the same product back to Thurles that Tony used to deliver here. He delivered to an awful lot of places, particularly during COVID.
Yes.
He was absolutely wonderful. So any of you listening, my listeners listening this morning who used to deal with Tony, you can now come to the market in Thurles on a Saturday and deal with Alison with her lovely vegetables and a wide range of other products.
Yes.
Alison, thanks very much for having a few words at Tip FM.
Thank you.
And I wish you the
Thank
best
you.
of luck.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that listener was Alison Chambers talking about her organic veg. And just in case, listeners, before I sign off, just in case you think that it's very difficult to get parking in this particular part of Thurles, no problem whatsoever. The car park for the Market 54 is in St. Patrick's College. So you just drive up past the swimming pool and the source, turn into St. Patrick's College that was, and there's a big car park there, and you can walk directly from that car park straight into the market. That, listeners, is Agri Report for this week. I hope you enjoyed the show and that you'll join me at the same time next week. Coming up next is the news at 10 o'clock, and after that, Eamon Dwyer presents Down Your Way.